Can we talk about the fact that my makeup had been on my face for 15 hours and it still looked pretty good?
Hi guys, so today I'm here to talk about confidence with hearing aids and sort of my story. This video is not going to be tips for you guys. I mean, maybe you can take something away from my story, but this is just gonna be all about me. Yes, I'm being selfish. I am hogging all of the attention in this video. Sorry about that. I have definitely come a long way. I'm only 16 years old, soon to be 17, but I feel like I have just gone through a lot. So growing up, I was always very aware that I was different than everyone else, and I was always aware that there were certain things that I couldn't hear in comparison to everyone else, and that I was overall way louder than everyone else. I think my first hearing aids weren't like super top notch or anything. They were still good, they were very good, but I think it was just me getting used to them and me always having like to scream from a very young age just in order to be able to hear my voice, and that's just sort of who I was, and my natural personality sort of grew out of that. Like, I have a super loud personality and it can be a lot to be around. I know that I do not come across like that in front of the camera, but like, trust me, if you like get to know me or you see me walking in the hallways, like now especially, oh my god, I'm super loud. But I try not to be like super annoying, but then there's also a part of me that's super shy, and I think that shyness that I had came out of my lack of confidence, and I think it all sort of built into the feelings that I had surrounding my hearing aids and why that caused my confidence to sort of plummet. Like, it was bad, and I still have my bad days. So in elementary school, I used to get bullied a ton. Oh my god, I talked about this in one of my videos. I used to get bullied so much. People would call me names and everything. It was so bad, and like the sort of things that people would do to me, now that I look back on it, like, yes, it's so mean, but it's just elementary schoolers' curiosity, and there was no one there to tell them no and to tell them that that was wrong, and I never told anyone about it because I was just so embarrassed by it. Side note, if you're getting bullied, no matter how old you are, please tell someone about it, please. Like, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Trust me, it would have saved me like so many tears if I had just told someone about it. But I was only like 6 years old through what, 10, 12 is when you're in elementary school, and that's where the majority of like my bullying happened. I got so bullied in elementary school. It was just, oh my god, I hated elementary school. I would like cry all the time, and it was all because of these. People would come up to me and ask me what are those things. Like, nobody understood what I was doing, and people just called me weird all the time, and a lot of people judged me. And I feel like even in middle school and even in high school, like, people just give me looks sometimes because of how loud I am, and I don't think they understood. I think if they just understood the reason behind why I'm so loud, then they would understand, like, not bully. Obviously, if you know what's wrong with someone, you're less likely to bully them about it because you know their situation. But if you think that's just how someone naturally is, and if they can, and that they can control it, then you're more likely to judge them. And I get that because I'm guilty of doing that. We're all guilty of doing that, but I think it has to do with what's up here. And I never quite understood that. I thought that if everyone started being super nice to me and no one judged me, then everything would be okay, and I feel super confident, and that's not the case at all. And I think a lot of times you have all of these confidence issues that you naturally have as a teenager, as someone growing up and maturing, and then you add hearing loss on top of it. It can be a lot to handle, and I always sort of put it as an afterthought, and I never took my hearing loss as something that I actually needed to sit down and deal with, kind of. I think that if I actually had that conversation with myself way earlier, then my confidence with having hearing aids and the need to always be super self-conscious about it would go away. But I never allowed myself to think about it, you know. As an elementary schooler, I just wouldn't let it bother me. Of course it bothered me, but on the outside I was really good at acting and brushing it off, and you know, I was always just a weird kid in elementary school, and looking back on it, I regret nothing. Yeah, sure, I wish I had more friends, but I always came across the kid who was confident even though she was bullied a lot. I am a huge extrovert, but I would always play on the playground alone, and you know, people just bullied me, and I think I was an easy target because I didn't listen to anyone and I just didn't care. So I think the time in my life where I was most aware and had confidence issues was specifically my hearing aids was in elementary school, just because I was getting bullied so much by it. Of course, there were kids who were nice and I love them, and honestly, if it weren't for those few nice experiences that I had where people actually tried to understand what it was, then maybe I would have been so much worse off, like going into middle school. That's a different story, and we're strictly talking about hearing loss right now. Going in to middle school, oh boy, this was like, honestly, I loved my middle school years, but it was the time where I was coming into myself and feeling comfortable with my personality. I found friends that accepted me for who I was and who understood and who actually cared, and that makes all the difference. I'm telling you, you just gotta find your people. It doesn't matter if you only have one friend. If they understand you and love you for who you are, that's just the best thing ever. So I found my people, I came into myself, I came to terms with the fact that I had a loud personality, and that part of it had to do with my hearing loss, and I was fine with that. It took me so long to be fine with that. I'm so lucky that I did feel comfortable and confident with my personality at such a young age, because I feel like it's sort of rare now. People are always self-conscious about their personalities. I feel like even in high school and even further beyond that, and I still have my days where my confidence just isn't as high, and I think it more often happens not in the moment, but when I'm like going to bed and I'm lying down, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm replaying events that happened in my head, and I'm like, oh boy, like that was just bad. So I think that happens to me a lot, but in the moment I sort of just go with the flow and I just do it. And of course I have problems, like I should probably think a lot harder before I speak, but I just try to be myself. And I think that if you come into terms with who you are and that you're always gonna have this, but it's not defining you, and that's really all that matters. Now I think when I have confidence issues that have to do with my hearing loss, it's not because of wearing hearing aids themselves, but it's because of the great accommodations that I have. Like the FM system is the thing that, oh my god, my anxiety goes, so oh my god, my heart beats so fast whenever I think about using that thing, because even though I know it would probably help me a ton, I just cannot get myself to use it because I don't even know what, like everyone in my class, like I don't really care what they think of me. Like I know all of them, they wouldn't judge me, they would think it's cool, like anyway, like I know that, but something's stopping me from using that, and I think that has to do with confidence, and I need to work on that. Like I'm not perfect, I still have stuff that I need to work on, but then I also think of all the great benefits that having a hearing loss had given me. It's given me the opportunity to be so much more confident at a younger age, and it's given me you guys, you know, it's given me this platform where I get to basically be myself and maybe hopefully help some of you guys be relatable. But there is literally like nobody in my school, nobody that I know of that has a hearing loss or any of the same things that I have and I'm going through, so I felt like I was very much alone in that aspect. But I think that also helped me grow and blossom and be more confident and independent. I'm really thankful for that, but I am aware that there are a bunch of other people struggling with confidence issues, with, you know, glasses or other things like that, and I think it's just finding the root and asking yourself why you're worried, why you're anxious about it, and getting to the bottom of it. If you're struggling with confidence because of a hearing loss or any other reason for that matter, just get to the bottom of it and ask yourself, why am I not confident? Is it most likely it'll all have to do with thinking and what you're thinking up here, and you can solve it that way. Or if it's certain situations that make you uncomfortable, get out of those situations. Try your best to make yourself comfortable and talk to someone, because I know that that can help a ton. So that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.